Gaffer, let's start with last week. Obviously disappointing for the unbeaten run to come to an end, but obviously all runs have to come to an end at some point. What was your assessment on last week?
Yeah, look, obviously very disappointed with the result in the end, and I think just in general we didn't. I don't know if it's a lack of belief or we just didn't have the impetus to go and win a game that I thought was there for the taking. And it's not like we're holding back or we're trying to go for a draw, we're hanging on. I just didn't think we had that kind of intent in our play at times when there was opportunities to go. I thought after half time when we changed it, I thought we were excellent. Then start the second half, thought we're going to go on and win the game. We just didn't have that momentum going forward, or we didn't have that sustained attack. And when you're playing against sides like Bromley, who've got a fantastic home record, not lost at all at home this season, and I've gone up to fifth in the league, they're always susceptible for a set piece, a chance, a mistake, etc. So it's one to learn from. And even when we're unbeaten, I still said we need to get better in certain aspects. So it's not just because we've lost the game. I'm saying that we need to improve in certain aspects of the game. I think we need to be. We have to join up play quicker in terms of our front men. We have to transition a lot quicker. We have to be on the front foot a lot more, and that takes time. In our last 8 games, I think the first 8 games have killed us of where we are in the league. As you look at it, you're disappointed to be where you are. 2 games winning 2 games for the first 8 games. And then, I think we're top 6 in the last 8 games, which is fantastic in terms of our form. But it looks construed because of what happened previously. So even when we win a game, we didn't move from 15th. You lose a game, you're going out of you go down a couple. So timing, obviously frustrating in that part. Frustrating that we couldn't have gone on and won the game when we're in a really good position. So there's loads to learn from. I don't think Bromley had any. They didn't really create anything. Wills had 2 saves really, and they were sort of late on when the game's a little bit stretched. So there's a lot of positives, but a lot we can take and what we need to do going forward now.
You touched on it there. You had chances to get something from the game. Does that give you confidence that it was moments rather than the actual overall performance which derailed the unbeaten run?
Yeah, look, we get good chances. We don't get enough chances. That's something we have to improve on. Like I said there, and it's not just the top end. It's not playing 2 strikers. It's not playing this, that, and the other. We've got to be better in transition. We've got to get bodies forward, enough bodies forward to go and score a goal. And in transition, we've got to be a lot quicker, especially in this league. A lot of it is sort of set pieces and transition, basically. So, we have to be better than that. And I've been saying that for ages now, not just because we've lost the game. I've been saying it for the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. We've got to be better in that. Obviously, certain personnel help that, get us up the pitch quicker. So it's, again, a learning curve and obviously things that we need to improve and get better. But again, loads of positives. Like I said, like the last 8 games, we're 6th in the league. Yes, there's draws in there, but some of them draws couldn't be helped. You'd barn it with the sending off, and your Grimsby, you're 2-0 down, you're sort of happy with a draw. So there's loads of things to improve on, but a lot to look back and, we're heading in the right direction.
And a full week on the grass ahead of back at home this weekend to Cambridge. How good's this week been?
I wish it was on the grass, mate. Unfortunately, can't use it at the minute. It's that wet. But yeah, we've had a really good week on the training pitch. And look, just trying to keep improving. I think we've done really well, kind of our shape, our out of possession stuff. I think we had to get that right for that first 8 games. We conceded too many goals in certain areas of the pitch. And I've seen we've kind of, especially away from home, I think there's a bit of a difference. Away from home, we've been outstanding. The way we play, getting results. I should have got a result on last Saturday. At home, we've got to be better. We've got to be back Barnet the first 30, 35 minutes. We have to be on the front foot. We have to get bodies forward more pressure on the ball. And hopefully we get that on Saturday.
I think it went a bit under the radar last weekend, but Jack Earing back in the squad for the first time in a month or so, and Sam Foley and Tom Barkhazen back on the grass as well this week. Just how good is it to see these faces coming back?
Yeah, obviously we've had a couple of injuries recently, but it's great to see them coming back in. Again, Foles is still a while away, but great to see him smiling and back out on the pitch. Tom again and Jack, they're forward-thinking players, they're runners, exactly what we need. They've got goals in them as well, they've got assists in them, and that's what we've kind of been lacking, really. I think we've been outstanding in terms of shape and the way we go about things. But we just need that sort of extra yard now, extra few percent to kick us on in terms of going forward, being sort of exciting to go forward, being a lot quicker in transition. When we're too slow and laboured, it allows teams to get back and it's what we do. Sometimes bank up, and it's really hard to go and break down. So we have to be a lot sharper and quicker in that. And those type of players certainly help that, and so it's great to have them in and around the squad at the minute. And
Cambridge are the visitors this weekend at home. Just what we're expecting from them?
Tough. I think they've got an excellent away record. Don't concede many goals. If you look at their team, their squad, I know coming down from League One last year, they've got an outstanding sort of squad. Obviously, fantastic manager who's been obviously managing at the top level. But look, it's all about us. It's all about us being at home. I know we're unbeaten in 4 or 5 at home now. But we need to turn those draws into wins, be a lot bit more aggressive, a little bit like we were sort of second half, last half an hour Grimsby away, that first half an hour against Barnet. Just trying to marry that up now and start the game better than we have done the last couple of games. Be on the front foot more, be a little bit more exciting going forward. You want to get the crowd on their feet, you want to be a lot more aggressive, and hopefully we can do that. Starting on Saturday.
Touching it there, unbeaten in 5 or 6 at home now. Just how much are we looking to make it a fortress?
Massive. I think it was really important sort of end of last season to sort of make it a tough place to come. And it is a hard place to come. Even though we're unbeaten in 4 or 5 games now. We've drew probably too many. Or we haven't started well enough, so we're chasing the game. We've started excellently well against Barnet, and then obviously ascending off. So we've got to be a little bit more expansive. Get the crowd. I thought the crowd, Grimsby the last couple of games have been fantastic. We need to get them excited, get them up on their feet a lot more, and that starts, obviously. The way we approach the game, especially the lads. I think the last 2 games, like I said, we haven't started great. Second half's been brilliant, but sometimes it's too late when you're coming at half time. You change something, you give them a rollicking, or you try and change a few things, and then we come out a different team like last week. So, we have to sort of try and be on the front foot early doors, get a crowd going, and like you said, make it that really tough place to come. And I know teams hate coming to Barrow, and we have to keep making sure that that's the case, and we win more matches than we don't.
Cheers, Gaffer.
Top man.